to jail. The one last thing I'll add is we now have a application where you can download it on Android, Google, or Apple. It's called the Austin Police Department mobile app. We suggest everyone download it. This has a lot of information about the city, a lot of information about downtown, a lot of information about South by Southwest. You can make reports on it. You can end up doing anonymous tips on it. This is a very, very helpful tool, and we want to get that out there. And again, it's Austin Police Department mobile. Go to that and download it. If it's an emergency, obviously don't use the application. Call 311. If it's something minor, if it's something major, call 911. I want to end with, we're the fourth safest city in the United States for violent crime for a reason. I think it's because this city does an amazing job at these events and every day in, day out of keeping people safe and making sure that everyone has a great experience at any of these events. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Parker, EMS Commander.
Thank you, Chief Dusterhoff. My name is Kevin Parker. I'm the District Commander for Special Events for Austin Travis County EMS. This year, our projected staffing plan for South by Southwest mirrors the same staffing plan that we have executed for the past 4 years, and it largely coincides with the music portion of the South by Southwest Festival that encompasses the entertainment areas of 6th Street and the Warehouse District. The staffing plan is designed to provide dedicated EMS response resources to manage all EMS requests within the music footprint without utilizing the normal 911 ambulances that are already staffed on a daily basis. Our goal is to prevent or minimize any disruption in service. We'll establish a patient collection point that will be in operation beginning Tuesday, March 14th through Saturday, March 18th. The hours each day will be from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Additionally, Austin Travis County EMS will geofence the South by Southwest footprint, thereby not utilizing 911 system ambulances. We'll have on-duty, dedicated, separate special event resources, such as demand ambulances, motorcycles, and Polaris Rangers that will be utilized within this footprint. Our staffing plan will consist of the following components. We'll have a command representative in the Event Operations Center at One Texas Center. We'll have a medical branch officer within the casualty collection point. We'll have medics assigned to our patient collection point. We'll have 3 Polaris special response units, 2 motorcycle medics, and 2 dedicated transport ambulances for the geofenced area within the South by Southwest footprint. In addition, we'll have tactical dispatchers that are at the Event Operations Center and will control all of the resources assigned to South by Southwest for EMS. With that, I'd like to turn it back over to Angel Flores.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you very much. At this time, we will go ahead and begin the media Q&A. If any member of the media has a question for any of our speakers today, upon answering, I would like to ask that each representative stand up to the podium, state and spell their name and title and who they're representing before responding. Thank you.
Commander Parker, could you come back up and talk about in years past, it was described as we are creating a city within a city. Is speed, response, rapid response, is that the goal? Is that the key?
Absolutely. So we will be creating essentially a 911 system within the 911 system. When a 911 call is received that's within the geofence that we create, it will be routed to the dispatchers that are at our Event Operations Center, and they will immediately dispatch the units that are assigned to South by Southwest. So essentially it's no different process flow than it currently is. It's just a different location for those dispatchers.
I noticed this morning that there was a Polaris unit that was part of a response to an incident at 8th and Congress today. Are we going to be seeing more of these things?
So during our dedicated hours on the days, so beginning Tuesday, March 14th through Saturday the 18th, beginning at 3 p.m. each day and ending at 3 a.m., you will be seeing those units responding to calls within the core South by Southwest footprint, Rainey Street, 6th Street, the Warehouse District, etc.
And we've used these in previous years. Are you satisfied in how those units, including the motorcycles, are they, how critical are they to this success?
They're very critical. Like I said, our goal is to reduce or minimize or completely cancel the number of 911 system responses that come into our South by Southwest footprint. So those SRUs bring any patients that we may have to our patient collection point And we have medics there who can monitor those patients, and then we have ambulances who can then transport them if it's necessary to any hospital. So it's vital.
Chief, in regards to how you're going to be handling these barricades, we had a tragic event a couple of years ago where a barricade was run. Do you feel confident we can prevent a similar incident happening again with this new type of shutting down these intersections?
Yeah, I think, well, and the question was, for anybody that didn't hear it, is with the critical incident that happened before, where people lost their lives, where a vehicle went through one of the barricades, what are we doing? And I think having the 2 to 3 vehicles at each one of these locations is definitely going to keep that risk down. Now, obviously, you can never take away all risk, but I think we've taken appropriate measures to make sure that no vehicles can just drive right through a barricade. Having 2 or 3 vehicles there, having a marked unit with their lights, I think that is very critical, and I think that is definitely showing our side of trying to make sure everyone is safe, period. There's other things that we've done to add personnel down there as well, to have the halo cameras where we're watching just about every inch of downtown to make sure if we see anything suspicious, we make immediate action towards it. I think having the hundreds of additional officers down there is something that also provides a definite sense of safety and actual safety. Does that answer your question?
Chief, you said over 120 officers on 6th Street?
That's just our SRT team, which is the special response team. And what they'll be handling is just 6th Street. Then you'll have all the other officers working the other areas, the downtown officers, the traffic management team officers, and all the other ones that, like I explained, the motors. So I believe having that team that typically deals with crowds and the downtown officers makes it very safe downtown.
Is that more or less than we had last year? Or is it
No, that's what we had
same?
last year.
Okay.
We had the full platoon or the full SRT team out there.
And you said 336 DWI arrests last year.
Last year during the no refusal.
During the whole no refusal.
In regards to the PACE team with code enforcement,
Well, Paul Tomasovic, last name Tomasovic, Assistant Director with Austin Code Department.
Paul, I remember last year the city really got aggressive in regards to a lot of the unauthorized events and the authorized events getting overcrowded, getting out of control. Can you give us an assessment in regards to what you did last year and what did you learn and how are you going to address these situations as the PACE teams go out this year?
Well, what we did last year is the same as what we're doing this year, and that is to be more proactive, to be out there and be vigilant. As you've heard, we're going to have a command center upstairs where we can see a lot of incidents that may be starting to occur. We can get to those more in a more proactive approach to where we're out there stopping it before it occurs. If we see a illegal business opening up or a pop-up type of venue, we can get to that, stop it from before it opens, and really stop overcrowding and those type of unsafe issues prior to them even occurring.
We had a entertainer, I think it was last year, maybe they're all 30 years of events, trying to entice the crowd, kind of rev them up into a situation that got a little dangerous. Are we working with the entertainers this year to say, hey, have fun, but let's keep this in mind, don't do this?
Sure, I think that's probably more of a APD, but yes, every year we're doing that, of course. And I just also want to say, on top of just the PACE team, we have individuals out there from the other prospective departments also looking at those very same things. The PACE team is more of collectively you'll get all the APD, fire, in Austin Code, but there are regular staff out there monitoring also during the event.
If I can just add to that real quick. Along the lines that he was saying is we have several pop-up events, obviously. We have officers that are ready to go to those events. But the events that are scheduled, but they just don't release the names until later, we're aware of those. We make sure we have contingencies after that event where some fences got torn down. So we have quick deployment response teams ready to go to those. We have officers assigned to those special events that we know about. They're going to come up and with a high value performance. So yes, we are ready for that.
Who's the special guests?
I don't think we're gonna do it. We'll try that.
Phil, can you clarify on something? You opened up by saying that there are 205 applications.
For temporary events, and those include temporary use permits, which is changing the use of a vacant lot or a parking lot, temporary change of use permits, which is primarily changing the use of inside a structure from what the occupancy code is listed for, and then outdoor amplified sound permits.
And of those 205, all approved, or how many have been approved?
We're still actually in the process of approving many of those. I don't have the exact numbers, but there's about 40 to 50 that have either withdrawn or been denied.
And do we have any new dynamics this year with the noise ordinance and how we're going to handle that situation this year with decibels and all that?
It's the same as last year. The Music Division of Economic Development has been reviewing requests for extensions on the outdoor music venue permits. They review all the requests for outdoor amplified sound temporary permits, and depending on the environment, where it's located, how close it is to residential, they will set what the decibel limit is for that particular event.
So for residents, and we've learned that with the stone underground that we have, the sound really resonates pretty much throughout the whole town. For a resident who says that I've got a problem, how do you want them to handle that situation? You know, is it call 311, or, you know, it's 2 a.m. in the morning?
311 is the best method to take care of that, or to report it. Again, we want our command center and people that will be able to look at the 311 calls coming in, and we can respond to those as needed.
It's 24/7?
Now, the command center, again, operates from 8 in the morning till 3 in the morning the next morning, daily.
And you said the 205 applicants for temporary events, and it's a 25% increase?
Yes, we had about 164 last year.
We have time for one more question, or a couple more.
Were there more or less events? Because we've seen some big parties that are not coming back this year, you know, Hotel, Spotify's downgrading, Fader's downgrading, so were there more or less events approved than last year? Temporary events.
Slightly more, and like I said, we're still in the process of approving them. The ones that are being reviewed, the majority of those will be approved. However, we have seen a couple of cases where fire department will go in and look at the business, and they don't have a certificate of occupancy, so they can't do anything there. And that's a big problem, is event organizers, especially those from out of town and out of state, will find a piece of property and then book acts and make all these plans and then apply. And then they learn late in the game that that property is not proper for an event, and they won't be approved for it. So they need to do their homework. And that's where a lot of the denials have been, is just some of the locations they have selected just weren't appropriate.
I was gonna ask, what kind of penalties do these pop-up events face?
Well, if it's unpermitted, they will be shut down. They can be cited for violation of city ordinance. If there's any other violations with health or TABC, they can take appropriate action as needed. And if they continue, then there's always the option of arrest. But I'll tell you that we try to take care of it before that. I know APD does an awesome job, and well, everybody's out there, fire code, APD, health, when they see something, they try to mitigate it and get them to take care of it. But if it's an unpermitted event, it's got to stop it. They got to stop it. Good.
All right, well, again, thank you all for coming out today to the news conference. If you have any follow-up questions for any individual agency here today, you can go ahead and request that outside in the lobby, and that will be up to their discretion to do that. Thank Thank you very much.